It is time for a change, a really big change. I'm gonna need some help from my friends. Cheers, y'all. Thanks for stopping by for another video. So this will be the most massive changeover I've actually ever done inside one room, any room that I've ever been in. And I've been trying to figure out exactly when I'm gonna find the time to switch the entire studio over here. I think it's gonna take several days. So it is 1:40 p.m. on Friday. My session this afternoon just got canceled. Monday morning, I've gotta be ready to roll because I've got client in from out of state that's booked the entire week. I'm not honestly sure if this is a mistake, taking the time to do this, trying to force this changeover. Here we go. Let's make some changes. Honestly, I can't believe I'm changing things up. This setup has been with me for a very long time. These racks and this table and these monitor stands, they have been with me for a very, very long time. All my number ones have been done on this exact setup, these exact racks, with this exact table. I'm getting a little sentimental right now, to be honest with you. All good things must come to an end, I guess, and this is certainly going to be an upgrade. Enough lollygagging. Let's get it done. Ugh. This is actually one of the criticisms I get about this room halfway often, and I understand it. Cable management. But in the next version of this room, it is no longer going to be a thing. This is definitely the point in the changeover where I'm like, am I doing the right thing? It's 2:04 on Friday afternoon. I have a session Monday morning that has to go smoothly, and honestly, I probably need to get a little bit of work done between now and then. Am I really gonna tear apart this entire studio down to nothing? But you know what? Change is good, but even more than change being good, pressure is really good. I don't remember who said this, but I remember this story talking about a lobster and how lobsters molt, and what molting is for those of you that don't know. Y'all didn't realize you was watching a seafood channel, did you? When lobsters molt, it basically means they shed their outer shell because they've outgrown it. Well, in the weeks and months leading up to them needing to molt, needing to shed that outer shell, the pressure inside is immense because they're literally growing to be too big for their shell. And so this pressure is uncomfortable, but it is impossible for a lobster or these sorts of animals to grow into the next step, to grow in life, unless they go through these periods of extreme pressure. And I always thought that was really cool because throughout my entire life, there's been these massive ups and downs in which, like, I don't know how I'm gonna handle this. I don't know how I'm gonna get through this. Immense pressure. Sometimes I don't know how I'm gonna pay for food tomorrow. And it's these moments of intense pressure that forms our character, that allows us to grow as human beings. It allows us to grow in what it is that we do. It creates mental toughness and stamina, helps ensure our success. If you never experience these pressure cooker moments where you're not really sure how you're gonna get through it, it's really hard to reach the top unless you've went through this and experienced this. Not that this is a real life crisis what I'm dealing with right now, but it's a little bit like, oh, this pressure, how am I gonna get this done? I need to stop talking to the camera and giving you all inspirational stories and get to work. All right, let's go. Change is good for all of us. It makes you look at things with a fresh perspective. It makes you consider things you hadn't considered before. It can get you out of a creative slump. It can re-inspire you and reinvigorate you to move forward. It's a good thing. So I worked on 155 songs in 2020. And I worked on 184 songs in 2019. And I did like 158 songs in 2019. 19, but whatever, however the years go backwards. And I'm very, very grateful for that amount of work, for that quantity of work. I'm extremely grateful for my clients and for all of you who subscribe and watch. Thank you guys so much for subscribing and watching all the videos. The weird thing is though, I tried my whole life to get here, like my entire adult life to get where I currently am. And then once you arrive, I don't know if you ever actually arrive, but once you kind of get where you thought you were headed, sometimes it can be really difficult to remain inspired, to remain motivated, to continue moving at a fast pace or continue pushing upward. Because getting further in your career takes relentless upward pressure. You have to be forever pushing the boundaries in your skill set, the boundaries of your status, of the artists you're working with, continuously just shoving that ball uphill, that boulder up the hill, trying to get further. And as soon as you stop that effort, a lot of times your career can become stagnant. Well, it's the same thing for us in our creative endeavors. I draw inspiration from a couple different places. I draw inspiration from the music that I work on. I love the music that I work on. I draw inspiration from seeing other people, the consumer, love the music that I've worked on and that I've created with my clients. And I'm a total gear nerd. So I draw a fair amount of inspiration from the gear that I use. It's one of the reasons I love hardware so much. Getting a new piece of hardware and touching it, being able to turn the knobs and hear with tactile feedback what you're doing. That's an incredibly inspiring thing. I'm inspired by everything. I choose guitars based on what inspires me. I choose guitar amps based on what inspires me. I choose EQs and preamps and compressors based on what inspires me. But sometimes that all still becomes stagnant and you gotta just mix things up. So that's what's happening here. The setup that I'm moving to is going to be considerably more inspiring for me. It should give me better results mix-wise. It should let my monitoring situation sound even better. But the thing I'm most excited about is a renewed level of inspiration to continue working at a fast pace and doing the very best that I can for all my clients and continue hustling, continue grinding. The grind never ends. I've got to pull all these cables out of this rack now. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, you guys, I'm panicking a little bit, pulling my patch base completely apart. Do you have any idea how long it takes to set up a complete patch bay for a whole studio full of hardware? Oh my God, I hope I didn't just make a mistake and not be able to pull this off in time. Wow. It's 4:21, so it took 2.5 hours to tear the entire studio down to actually nothing. 2.5 hours. It always feels pretty good to like really push yourself like that. Like how fast can you actually get stuff done? Before I forget, if you guys haven't already, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell next to the subscribe tab because you're gonna wanna stay tuned for the next video. I didn't think there was any way that I was gonna fit all this in one video, and that's okay. Hopefully you guys got some words of encouragement out of this and got some things to think about and at least enjoyed the video if nothing else. So I just heard the UPS truck pull up and this is perfect timing. It is go time. All right, let's go. Yeah, finally here. Oh, yeah. All right. Well, that is beautiful.